जी दीदी प्रणाम।
प्रणाम। हरि ओम। शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। भूमौ स्खलितपादानां भूमिरेव अवलम्बनं त्वयि जातापराधानां त्वमेव शरणं शिवे। We have seen so far three shlokas. We will read the shlokas first before I proceed further. शिवशक्त्या युक्तो यदि भवति शक्तः प्रभवितुं न चेदेवं देवो न खलु कुशलस्पन्दितुमपि अतस्त्वामाराध्यां हरिहरविरिञ्चादिभिरपि प्रणन्तुं स्तोतुं वा कथमकृतपुण्यः प्रभवति। तनीयां सम्पांसुं तव चरणपङ्केरुहभवं विरिञ्चिः संचिन्वन् विरचयति लोकानविकलं वहत्येनं शौरिः कथमपि सहस्रेण शिरसां हरः संक्षुध्येनं भजति भसितोद्धूलनविधिम् अविद्यानाम् अन्तस्तिमिरमिहिरद्वीपनगरी जडानां चैतन्यस्तबकमकरन्दस्रुतिझरी दरिद्राणां चिन्तामणिगुणनिका जन्मजलधौ निमग्नानां दंष्ट्रापुररिपुवराहस्य भवति। We are starting with the fourth shloka. त्वदन्यः पाणिभ्याम् अभयवरदो दैवतगणः त्वमेका नैवासि प्रकटितवराभीत्यभिनया भयात्रातुं दातुं फलमपि च वाञ्छासमधिकं शरण्ये लोकानां तव हि चरणावेव निपुणौ। The fourth shloka, Acharya hints at that form of Amba as Lalita Tripura Sundari. Since it is said in the first shloka that Shiva is activated because of Amba, it follows that she is the source of power of all deities. That being the case, if they grant Vara and Abhaya, their power for doing so is derived from Amba. Would it not mean that she is the highest of those granting Vara and Abhaya? What other deities do with their hands, Amba does with ease with her feet. That is, not by making hand gestures. But Amba in her form as Bhuvaneshwari does have the hand gestures of Vara and Abhaya. Even Tripura Sundari in the form as child Amba, that is Bala, has hands with Vara and Abhaya mudras. Twadanyah Panibhyam Abhaya Varado Daivataganaha means the group of deities other than you have mudras of Vara and Abhaya. This should not be taken literally. For example, Vigneshwara. In India, in whichever direction we go, in every nook and corner, we see Ganesh Murti. He does not show Abhaya Vara mudras. Okay. And Nataraja has Abhaya mudra, but not the Vara mudra. Meenakshi does not have Vara mudra or Abhaya mudra. Mahavishnu holds only Shankha, Chakra, Gada, and Padma in his hands. not Abhayavara mudras. Gada Varadaraja in Kanchipuram, though he is Varadaraja, has only Abhaya mudra in his hand and no Varamudra in his hand. While Mahalakshmi shows both Vara and Abhaya mudra, Saraswati has neither. Lalita Tripurasundari has neither Varamudra nor Abhaya mudra. Instead, she has the bow of sugarcane and arrows of flowers. Acharya describes the mudras, the hand gestures, as abhinaya, varabhitya abhinaya, vara abhitya abhinaya. It is giving outward expression to one's inner feelings and emotions through movements of one's face, hands, and legs. That is called abhinaya. डांस में बोलते हैं वो अभिनय करते हैं. So whatever is being sung, whatever bhava has to be expressed, they show with their hands, face, everything. Okay. The feelings or ideas conveyed through the hands, particularly with fingers, are called mudras. What Acharya means in this particular line is that Amba grants us boons and frees us from fear with her feet itself. Her feet themselves are capable of doing the same. Tavahi charanaveva nipunau. Your feet have the special ability to protect your devotees from fear. Bhayat tratum, protecting from fear, and shower on us the boons far more than what we ask for. Phalamapicha vancha samadhikam. अधिक हमने जो मांगा उससे अधिक फल ही वो देती है. So she doesn't have to show the Vara Abhaya mudra with her hands. Her feet themselves are capable of giving us whatever we ask for. Okay. Then she accomplishes everything with ease, and that is needed in her mental resolve. मतलब उसका संकल्प से होता है. मेंटल रिजॉल्व मतलब वो संकल्प करती है to give the boon to the devotees. Lokanam Sharanye, says the Acharya. She is the refuge of all. Her feet grants boons and ward off the fear of all those who go to her seeking her protection. She is like a flower spreading her fragrance. The feet of Amba are such that they give you more than what you ask the goddess for. Vancha samadhikam. The question that arises in our mind is, why should Abhaya be separated from other boons? And why should one specially pray for it? Abhaya क्यों मांगने का है? Why is it separate from other boons? Okay. Abhaya is not a commodity. Okay. Belonging to the give and take business. ये लेवा देवी व्यापार नहीं है. Okay. It actually is another name for Advaitam. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, Dvitiyat vai bhayam bhavati. What does it mean? There is fear only when there are two, Dvaitam. When there is only one, what else is there to be afraid of? Okay. So, Taittiriya Upanishad says, if a man thinks that there is even the slightest difference between him and the Brahman, he will be afraid of it. Okay. So, what does it say? Yada ह्येवैषये तस्मिन् येऽस्मिन् एतस्मिन् अदृश्येनात्मे निरुक्ते निलयने भयम् प्रतिष्ठां विन्दते अथ सोभयं गतो भवति यदा ह्येवैषयेतस्मिन्नुदरमन्तरं कुरुते अथ तस्य भयं भवति तत्त्वेव भयं विदुषो मन्वानस्य तदप्येष श्लोको भवति. Okay, this is the quotation from Taittiriyopanishad. See, if you genuinely believe that Brahman exists in everyone and in everything, including yourself, that itself makes you fearless and assured. So long as we have egoism or the anavam, one is bound to suffer from fear and insecurity, fear of the unknown, gain, loss, death, sin, suffering. So we are scared of everything. If the existence becomes established in that which is invisible, incorporeal, inexpressible, and fearless, then does one indeed become fearless. When one finds the smallest distinction, then he becomes fearful. That indeed is the fear of the impure arising from the thoughts of separation or egoism. Okay. When we think of the Brahman as being separate from us, that is as Saguna Brahman, ours is an attitude of devotion mixed with fear for it. When will the fear go away from our mind? When we have the Advaitic realization that we do not exist as Jivatman, individual self, separate from Ishvara. In truth, Abhaya is an abstract concept. It is a mark of the state of supreme truth. The Lord frees us all from all fear, the fear of being born again, the fear of death, the fear of being dualistically separated. But Abhaya is the realization of Advaita, which is absolute and undivided like space. Yatrasti bhogo natu tatra mokshaha. Where there is bhogam, there is no moksha. Yatrasti moksho natu tatra bhogaha. Shri Sundari Sadhaka Pungavanam Bhogascha Mokshascha Karastha Eva. Okay. So this is the meaning of the fourth shloka. Let us read the shloka one more time before we go to the next one. Twadanya panibhyam abhaya varado daivata ganaha त्वमेका नैवासि प्रकटितवराभीत्यभिनया भयात्रातुं दातुं फलमपि च वाञ्छासमधिकं शरण्ये लोकानां तव हि चरणावेव निपुणो. Now the next shloka. हरिस्त्वामाराध्य प्रणत जन सौभाग्य जननीं पुरानारी भूत्वा पुररिपुमपि क्षोभमनयत् स्मरोऽपि त्वां नत्वा रतिनयन लेख्येन वपुषा मुनीनामप्यन्तः प्रभवति हि मोहाय महताम्. This gives us the clue that Kameshwari is the subject of the hymn. Brahman and the Brahma Shakti are spoken of in erotic terms as Kameshwara and Kameshwari. In this shloka, the Acharya says that it was by doing puja to Amba that Mahavishnu was able to assume the divine alluring form of Mohini that stirred so firm a mind as that of Shiva. We call Shiva as Sthanu. Sthanu matlab ekdam dry stick. Okay. Where there is no sensation or anything like that. So even that the mind of Shiva was stirred and it created in him love for that form. So जब विष्णु ने मोहिनी अवतार लिया था, Shiva fell in love with that form. So that is what is being said here. Harihi Tvam Aradhya. So he got that Pura Nari Bhutva. He became a woman. So मोहिनी अवतार के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ. During the churning of the ocean for Amritam, Vishnu took the form of Mohini. Pura Harihi Tvam Aradhya Nari Bhutva Puraripum api Kshobham Anayat. वैसा पढ़ना चाहिए उसका मीनिंग निकालने के लिए. Okay, Pura once Harihi Vishnu Tvam Aradhya, by doing namaskar to you, by worshipping you, Nari Bhutva, becoming a woman, Puraripum api, even in the mind of Puraripu, that is Shiva. Ari means enemy. Pura, when he did samhara of Tripura, so he is called Tripurari. So Puraripum api Shobhamanayat, he brought he stirred the mind of Shiva. Okay. Once Hari did Aradhana to Amba, by which he got the Stri Rupam, and with that Mohini Rupam, he created disturbance in the mind of Shiva. Then another example he is giving. Smaraha api tvam natva ratinayana lekhyena vapusha mahatam muninam api antaha mohaya prabhavatihi. Even Manmatha, Smaraha means Manmatha, Kama. Okay. By doing namaskara to you, got that beautiful shariram, which will be visible only to Rati, his wife. With that shariram, he is creating moham even in the minds of great rishis. Okay. हम तो एक कहानी सुनते हैं ना, विश्वामित्र एंड मेनका. ओके. शाकुंतलम कहाँ से निकला, वहां से निकला, right? So even the great rishis are under the influence of Kama. Manmatha, he is all called as Smaraha here. Okay. Devi is addressed as Pranata Jana Saubhagya Janani. When a devotee worships Devi with his body, speech, and mind, Devi confers upon him Saubhagyam. Rati is said to be extremely beautiful. If she has to fall in love with Manmatha, we can imagine the Saundaryam of Manmatha. Manmatha was burnt by the Netragni of Shiva. Since he dared to disturb his tapas, when Amba intervened, he got back that form which will be visible only to Rati. It is interesting to note that the form which Vishnu and Manmatha had exhibited, the Mohana Shakti of Amba, the Mohana Shakti attracted even the minds of the Jitendriyas called Yogeshwaras and Parameshwara, who is known as Yogeshwara. Vishnu and Manmatha are the rishis for two of important mantras of Amba. Darshanat Rishihi. Sorry, there was some disturbance. Sorry. Vishnu and Manmatha are the rishis for two of important mantras of Amba. Okay. Darshanat Rishihe. That is, the one who finds a mantra in the Vedas first and who attained Siddhi by doing upasana of that mantra are called the rishis for those mantras. While doing Anganyasam, we say the name of the rishi, the chandas, devata, bijam, everything we say and then do the nyasam. We Yes, we always say that we don't want rebirth. This birth is an opportunity given to us to bring to an end to further birth. It is out of her compassion that Amba created Kama and appointed Manmata as its authority. This she did with a view to give us an opportunity to exert ourselves to be freed from birth. Why should Ishvara, who is the personification of Jnana, have been disturbed by Kama? Okay. It was for the well-being of the world. Harihara Putra was born to slay a demon who had received a boon. Okay. If Vishwamitra had not been enchanted by Menaka, then there would have been no Shakuntala. Okay. And the play Shakuntalam would not have come into our hands. If Vyasa had not been attracted by Kritashi, there would have been no Shukacharya, who was unmatched for his brahmacharyam. Okay. We cannot triumph over karma on our own. It has to happen by Amba issuing orders to that effect. Okay. She sets Manmata on us and who has the authority to keep him away from us. Okay. That is the meaning of the fifth shloka. We'll read the shloka again. Haristvam aradhya pranata saubhagya jananim pura nari bhutva puraripumapi kshobhamanayat smaropi tvam natva ratinayana lehyena vapusha muninamapyanta prabhavatihi mohaya mahata. Okay. Thank you. Namaskar.